you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
your
about
elections in this country. We're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Look, this is the moment. This is the only reason this interview was celebrated. It's because the president said he had enough and he wanted to leave. And that was called a great case of pushing back. And now we're going to have another journalist made into a hero because the president doesn't like them for the moment. But it wasn't. Because here's what should have been said in that situation. Right? And it's not 20/20 hindsight. I've done that interview. I've done many like it. And in the moment, I would have said this. The only proof that we know of anyone or anything at scale trying to affect the outcome of an election is what you did and what you had people do in your elections that was adduced, deduced, and reduced in a court of law. That's why people lost their licenses. That's why they went away. That's why they had to admit they were lying. They were doing all those things for you. That's what we know. What we don't know is that there is any good reason at scale to look at California's voting and say, I wish you would do this faster. I can't believe this is as good as you can do. You're asking for people to say that it's illegitimate, which is a political argument, not a legal one. So let's bring in Mr. Bill Essayli, First Assistant Attorney for the Central District of California. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for taking the opportunity to have this conversation.
Good to see you.
Do you know, sir, at this point, like right now, can you say we have big questions about potential fraud in California?
We do have big questions about fraud in California. Let's just deal with the facts for a second. We do have election fraud. We charged a case just last month. I'm not sure if you covered it, but there was an individual who was caught on video paying homeless people in Skid Row to register to vote with false information. That's not a theory. That's not a suspicion. That is a case that we filed, and she has pled guilty to that. So that's a conviction. So we have multiple cases in that vein open on election fraud. Now, the question that, you ask, and many is it widespread? How much is it? No. Is it enough to sway an election? Well, the answer is we don't know. No, you can't say no. You haven't done an investigation. You don't know. No, you don't. You don't know because we have not been able to. You
haven't done an investigation.
We want to get the voter rolls.
You haven't.
Oh,
Mr. Essayli,
we're doing the investigation.
You are just that's different. So then you have not conducted an investigation. You are conducting one. So you don't know, and you are in the business of knowing. Right now, you don't. You are pointing to one case, and you know what? You could point to a dozen. Do you know why? Because those are all the cases you've made in the last decade. A dozen. Individual cases.
I did not say. I did not say that we
to be lacking.
Found wide-scale fraud. There's two different things going on here. You're saying for sure you know. Hold on a second. You're saying for sure you know there isn't. I'm saying we don't know because we haven't been able to look at all the evidence at scale.
Yeah, but no.
Why is that? Let's talk about the voting system in California.
Mr. Essayli, if you were in a court of law right now, and I don't need your opinion on the system because you're not a voting system expert, you're a prosecutor. That's why I have you here. If we were in a court of law, and you said, Judge,
I was in the legislature. I was in the legislature on the election committee. I know a little bit about California's voting system. Yes.
So wait a minute. You want me to take somebody's experience in a state legislature for how long?
I was there. I was in the legislature for 3 years. I've been involved in election integrity long before that as an attorney. And we could talk about.
I've covered elections for 30 years, Mr. Essayli. 30 years. You know how many cases of widespread fraud I've covered? One. And it was the Trump administration.
All right. Okay. Under federal law, we're entitled to audit California's voter rolls. Under multiple civil rights statutes, we're entitled to audit those. Yes, you are. The state is resisting.
Yes, you are.
Why is that?
I know.
Why are they resisting?
It's a bad look.
The best way to deal with all this is to have transparency and to give people, like Chris, I don't care what the outcome of the election is. We want people to have confidence in the systems and that the laws are being followed.
I agree.
So yeah, when California lets you register to vote with a gym card That is not a good system. When you can register to vote with a debit card, that's not a good system. When you don't clean your voter rolls, that is not a good system. When you legalize ballot harvesting, which is illegal in most states with no chain of custody, not a good system. And then you ask us, why don't we have evidence of wide-scale fraud? Because
the last part is inaccurate.
What's inaccurate?
The last part is inaccurate. The other ones are good arguments. They're just political arguments, not legal ones. And again, you are in a legal capacity, not a political one. Okay? Maybe you're getting them confused because of the legislative hat or being in the Trump administration. But if you were in a court of law right now, Mr. Essayli, and said to a judge, Your Honor,
telling you why we need to audit the rolls.
Excuse me, sir. Hold on a second. I'm not saying you shouldn't audit the rolls. I was nodding along and saying yes, yes, while you were saying we have every right to audit the rolls, and the state saying no is a bad look. That's what I said, a bad look. All right, so I'm with you. But if you were to say to a judge, Your Honor, we don't know that they didn't do it, that is a bullshit standard. Now, it works in politics, not in law. That's what I want to make sure you know how to keep straight.
We have not charged the state of California with wide-scale voter fraud. We're conducting an investigation. We have not brought a case, and I guarantee you, when we do bring cases, we will have plenty of evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. That is how we work. That is how we speak. I have not provided any specifics on any case. I've simply told you there is evidence of voter fraud. We are looking into it. And when we're ready to bring those cases, you'll see the evidence. You'll see the case. We'll make it in a court of law. But we want to instill confidence in the elections, which is why we are seeking to audit the voter rolls. And that, to me, is the best way to alleviate most of people's suspicion. We have a system that breeds skepticism and distrust. We should have a little transparency and confidence in our system.
I'm all for the transparency. I'm all for it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you making the case. When you have evidence you are willing, that you can present to the public, obviously, you are more than willing to have a platform here to do so. Everybody's got to trust the process. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.